Well, hey everybody. I've got a piece of wood that I don't know what the type is. I did get it from a lumber mill. It was in their scrap wood section, so they let me have it. It appears to be pretty good wood. It does have about 20%, 23% moisture content from when I was stabbing it with a little checker thing. I've got it basically round from using the bandsaw. But again, the bandsaw's not the best, which I will get a new one eventually, maybe in a year or two. But I do have a way of getting the little bits of edges that are still left off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we will get to rounding it off and getting this bowl together. It will be a bowl. I'm going to make a yarn bowl. Just give that a shot and see if I can make that work well. Let's see what we can do. Alright, freshly sharpened. Pretty sure this is a 5/8 gouge. slowly chipping away. Yep, I'm going to sharpen again. All right, here we go. Again. There we go. All but that, we got it pretty round. Woo! Let's do a couple passes to get rid of the tool marks. Much better. Alright, this is where I'm getting some of my bounce. It's a crack there. So, well, I don't know if that's for sure it, but I can feel some movement. I'm going to go ahead and fix that before I go any further. And we'll work on the tenon afterwards. Polyurethane spray helps with the super glue or the CA glue from staining the wood. It's easier to sand and you don't have it doesn't like seep into it. I didn't spray it. Well, we'll see it. Let that sit for a bit. Let's work on the tenon and shaping up the bottom of the bowl a little bit more, and then I'll try to do a pass or two over, smooth everything out. Then I'll get into sanding, and I'll probably be done for the day, and we'll come back and work on the inside later. Alright. We'll do a little bit of sanding. Yeah, 60's doing it. The sanding is done. I went ahead and threw the first coat of sanding sealer on it already. It's the same way you do anything. You apply it and make sure you wipe it down. But I wanted to show you what it looked like before I finished up for the evening. Right there, that light. Yeah, it's got to shine just with sanding sealer. Pick up another time. Well, as you can see here, a little off center with the camera, there's two big old holes. One on the left side, one on the right side of the screen. Like I said earlier, that this wood is pretty rough, tight, tough, however you want to call it. I put 8 screws in that to hold the 6-inch faceplate on the back of it. 2 screw heads broke off, so I had to dig out those 2 screws. Now, digging out those screws, I broke off 2 drill bits in there as well. So, yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be a fun one. I'll bring you back when I sharpen up, suit up, and get ready to start hollowing out that insides. It's not too awful true. Now we're back again. The outside's been resanded up to 600 this time. No, I went to 800. There we go. Yeah, 800. And I didn't do any sanding and sealer. I'm just going to wait until I finish out the inside of the bowl. You'll see where I've cut the rim a little bit because I cut it down so I knew where the pith was. While I was sanding, I wouldn't mess up the line that I drew. So I was like, I'll just tap it down in there a little bit, or cut down in there a little bit. So we're ready to go ahead and begin hollowing out. I'm going to turn off this the dust machine, and move the dust collector out of the way. Yeah, we're going to need to sharpen. Yep, that's what we're going to have to do. Oh, sharpened up again. I am still just pushing down, a little bit of pressure in, but 95% of it down. This thing's got to be like petrified or something. Good gosh. Yeah, let's move this camera a little bit more. So my shoulder ain't all up in the way, or my elbow ain't all up in the way. Better yet. We've got it sanded down up to 600 grit on the inside, and I went ahead and threw some sanding paste on it, sealer and sanding paste, and then I threw some Howard's feeding wax on it. I let it set, and I'm bringing you back for that. So let me grab something to wipe her down. We are now back. I've got a little bit of a sore throat. Nothing to worry too much about. But I went and removed the tenon before I start the next step, which was putting in the grooves for the yarn. And what you can notice now is I have to sand the entire bottom again, because taking the tenon off, instead of taking a chisel right here and popping it, it was big enough. I thought if I went ahead and did the push method and things of that nature, like Phil Anderson does, and it'll pop off. But again, since my lathe slowest speed is either 500 or 600 RPM, it's still too fast. And well, it popped off real quick, and the tailstock just marred all that up. So it's going to take some sanding. We'll go ahead and do that, and I'll probably pop you off in a little bit. Alright, our next step is I'm going to draw out the parts that I'm going to drill and then cut and then pull the Dremel on. So I've got my board here. I don't want to cut here because I like the color, and I like that's got the cracks in it there. They're sealed, and I don't want to mess that one up either. So we have this open spot right here. The object is, for the yarn, you put the yarn in the bowl, and then you take the one piece and it comes in a loop. It comes out a little hole here. So what we'll do is and I'll use the drill first before I get into the Dremel. And it'll make I'll have a little spot for the yarn to come out right there. So the yarn will load in here, pull out here, and you can take it. You'll see what I mean when I get moving a little bit further into it. So I think I should start with a smaller bit, but we'll try this one first. We'll start in the middle. Yes, I have music on, so most likely I'll have to edit this part out. But worst case, I just turn the sound off on it.